and gals, thanks for being here. Oh, got it. Okay, so we're live on YouTube. Welcome aboard YouTube land. This is a live Q&A for you where you can ask me anything about getting clients from LinkedIn. You can ask me about getting clients from... Thanks for being here. Wow, let's mute that up. You can ask me questions about getting clients from anywhere. This is open Q&A. Literally ask me anything at all, and you can ask me anything in the chat. I do have a cool new link I'm going to share with you YouTube guys, because a lot of the YouTube people are like, hey, how do I work with you? I created a web page for that where you can go and sign up, and you can work with me free for a week. And then I even have 10 reasons not to do it. I give you all the reasons not to do it. So I'll pop that link in the YouTube chat. And it is a link with a little video of me that gives you instructions. If you want to try this out for a week for free, you can do that. And then if you do, I'm going to hound you for joining for real. All right. So there we go. That's on YouTube right now. So there we go. And then you can ask me anything in the chat. And then, oh, I know I didn't open up the chat on the Zoom. Ask me anything here in the chat. What's up, everybody on the Zoom? It is nice to see you friendly, fine, wonderful people here today. It is March 1st, and let me open up the chat. You know how I feel about the beginning of a new month. I love the beginning of a new month. How was your February? Okay, chat's open. You can yell at me. You can ask me questions. You can ask me anything. Was there something yesterday that was asked in the inner circle that I said I would cover today, or did I say I would cover that next Thursday in the private inner circle meeting? I think I might have said that we would cover it next Thursday, because it was kind of like, that top secret stuff. Somebody says the last few months were amazing. Great, great, great. Good. I mentioned this last week. I'm going into a growth phase. So my model, grow, and while you're growing, a bunch of stuff is going to totally get screwed up. And so you gotta just be relaxed and let that happen. And then you gotta go and fix that stuff so that you can grow again. I have dived into a growth phase. Nobody in my personal life is very happy with me right now, because I am not doing anything but growing. So people want things from me, like stuff needs to be fixed around my house, and cars need maintenance and stuff like that. People are waiting for responses from messages from me. And when I'm in a growth phase, the only thing I do is grow. That's the only thing I do is grow. So I'm in that growth phase right now. I'm going to try to hold my breath and do it all through March. I did it through half of April, and it was great. But I think I'm going to buckle down and do it all through March. Really, really focused on growth. Somebody just saw that I do have a tattoo on my arm. It's not the coolest tattoo. My brother designed it, and so I got that there. I have a cool tattoo that I'll show you. I'm going to reveal that I'm wearing shorts right now, because when I'm in a growth phase, I also don't do laundry. So my laundry is going to pile up for a month. So I'm wearing shorts right now, but I do have a cool tattoo. Let's see. I don't think I have the Zoom won't move around. Ready for this? Check this out. Before I show you the tattoo, I got this tattoo in like 1995 when I started to work on the internet. So gather around, kids, before there was the internet as you know it now, this is like dial-up days, and you've got mail, welcome, those kind of days. But I really, like 94, 95, I could really see what the deal was. I could see what was going to be happening. And I got my first email address, and I was like, you know what? That's pretty cool. So I went and got this tattoo right there on my leg. As you can see, that is actually my leg that's attached to my body right now. I got the little @ symbol right there on my leg. That was 95 I did that. Now, something you don't know about me, I am a needle phobe. I am needle phobic, but somehow getting tattoos is no problem at all for me. Didn't mind that one at all. Yeah, but yeah, BDS systems. I used to dial into one called the Springfield Public Access in Springfield, Mass. You dial into that, and it was just all text-based. Remember those days? Life was a whole lot simpler when it was just dial into a BBS and chat around. The Springfield Public Access. It was called the SPA. What's up, people on YouTube? I'm glad you're here. So, an update for you. Somebody says I've never seen an at tattoo before. I'm in a transition phase, a lot going on. Okay. For you, and I'm talking to you in particular, but I'm kind of talking to everybody here. You don't let a transitional phase be an excuse for not getting business. So if you're transitioning from something, well, then you don't want to get business there because you're going away from that. You're transitioning to something, I'm talking all in, I'm talking all in. So a lot of times people will say, oh, I'm in a transition, I'm making a transition as an excuse, not an excuse, but as a reason for not working on the next thing, to do the things that the next thing needs to do. And a lot of times, yes, you've exactly correct. You can't stop prospecting. You can't stop trying to get the business. You've got the strategies. You've got the N by N by N strategy that we covered a couple of weeks ago. That's a strategy that you can employ at any time, anywhere to get business. You've got the strategies, even in week 1, the free week of the inner circle. You've got that. I've done this and got more. Darcy says, I've done this and got more business than business I was leaving. Good. Get the more business. It's too late for me to invite you along on this. But I'm in this really, really aggressive growth phase right now. And I'm almost thinking like we should do it together. Like the next time I do a growth phase, we all do it together. Like maybe we just have like a quick 5-minute everyday check-in, which I think would be really, really cool. I've got this wonderful private client who just having massive tech issues today, and she does not pay me to solve her tech. And so, but I solved her some massive tech issues today for her, and I'm watching her updates coming. I sent her a video just before this of all those tech issues being solved. I'm so happy for that. So maybe the next time I do one of these growth phases, we'll do it together. Thanks, I appreciate that offer for help. It's actually simple stuff to fix. It's simple stuff to fix, and it's just a lot of times when the end user gets involved, sometimes they just click things for who knows why, right? They just click things for who knows why they do, and in this case, that's all it was. It was just unchecking some things, and so yeah, made some real progress just in the past half hour. So I'm in a massive growth phase right now. But I'm so into it, I would want to start you at the beginning with me. So the next time I do one of these, so here's what I'll do. I'm going to do a growth phase in March. I'm going to have to take April to fix everything that breaks. So maybe May will be the next. There she is. Boom, on the YouTube. Boom. We'll do another growth phase in May. I'll bring you along with me. And like this would be like one of the kind of things where we commit to what we're going to get done for growth. And I'm talking like a 5-minute Zoom every day check-in, maybe, or something similar to that. Nothing that's going to be overwhelming, because I know sometimes sitting around with me for long periods of time can get overwhelming, but you guys still do it. But just like every day, we're just going to go, hey, good, let's go. That's it. Maybe it's a 1-minute Zoom check-in. You good? Okay, let's keep going. You want to do that? Who wants to do that? I already got some people say that they want to do that. I think that would be a lot of fun to do that. Tom's in. All right, so listen, why don't we just say that we're going to do it? We'll do it in May. So let me get through the March growth phase. And Um, then let me have April to fix, because people are, when I tell you the way I do a growth phase, really, people really do get very upset with me. And it's not, it's like, I really just focus on growth and I let everything else go away. I'm telling you that I let my laundry pile up. I do let my laundry, like I won't do laundry until the end of March. So you might start to see the same clothes being worn every day, but that's how it goes when I'm in this growth phase. You want to talk about this? I learned this from a couple of different people. My buddy Alex, my buddy Sam, we all kind of, here, I'll do this. You've seen this before, but this is how it works. You grow. I should type it. I should type it. You grow. So you do all the things you for growing. So what is that? That is, wow. Hold on. I'll talk about that copy in a second. So during your growth phase, it's very specific goals, specific, aggressive goals, like really specific aggressive goals. So I've got some very, very specific aggressive goals that I started 2 weeks ago that I'm going to carry out through the month of March. It's very difficult to do a growth phase. A lot of people will call this a sprint. It's very difficult to do a sprint for a long period of time. You just get exhausted. And the second part of this is where things break. So a bunch of stuff is going to get screwed up. A bunch of stuff breaks. And a bunch of stuff really, really breaks. So you have these specific aggressive goals. I don't talk about my goals because I don't want any dopamine release from talking about them. I'll see if I can share one. Like I try to do goals in the 3 top areas of my life, which are my business, my children, and my physical fitness. So when I'm in a growth, it's not just business in my growth phase, it's everything. So for example, my 9-year-old wants to start a different YouTube channel where he talks about kids fashion and kids like style and stuff like that. So we just recorded a video of him reviewing a cologne. And so like he wants to start that kind of a YouTube channel. My 11-year-old is going to ramp up a drop shipping business for the summer. So he's right now, I've got him investigating drop shipping as a business model for an 11-year-old for the summer. So like it's that kind, and then my 5-year-old, I'm trying to teach him how to write his numbers. So like there are all levels of this. My 14-year-old, I'm just trying to keep her from screaming at me every day. That would be a big growth thing for me. So like those are some goals that I'm happy to share with you. But like the business goals, I got to kind of keep those on the low because I don't want dopamine release from those. And the physical fitness goals, I mean, you guys know how I roll physical fitness. So, I'm just trying to try the physical fitness, So then a bunch of stuff is going to break. Stuff like friendships. Too bad. Stuff like you got to watch out. You just got to watch out. Communication tends to break because I don't go into, like, I probably won't look at email until April 1st. And I did that once for a whole year, and surprisingly, the business still grew. So like email is probably going to break. What else is going to break? Laundry tends to break. My personal hygiene does not. I still keep myself clean. I'll still shower after I work out and stuff like that. So what else breaks? Like stuff around the house gets ignored, tends to get ignored. So for example, I have a couple of screens that need to be replaced. I could hire someone to do it, but it takes me like 15 minutes to repair a screen, and people charge like $200 for that. It doesn't make sense to me. Yeah, everybody knows, that's right. Somebody says we all know not to email me. You really don't. So stuff around the house, I could probably outsource it and get it fixed, or I'll fix it in April. So a bunch of stuff breaks. And so then you get done with the growth phase, and now you got to you either fix or delete. You got to fix stuff or you got to delete stuff. So look at all the stuff that breaks. Look at all the stuff that breaks and either fix it. So I got to send apology emails to people. Sorry, I didn't get back to you. I was going through a growth phase and it took over my brain. So you have to apologize. Your true friends self-identify at this point because your true friends are still hanging around. They know what you're doing. The people who aren't your true friends, they stop talking to you. So now you've just gained a ton of efficiency in terms of you have less friends, which is, to me, in my life, that's a benefit. It might not be for you. And that's fine. We're all different. You have fewer friends, so that's good. You have better friends, so that's good. Holidays and birthdays become more affordable because you have less people to buy for. That's good. So like there's all these benefits to it. So, and then you can delete stuff that you don't need anyways. And that's where, when I didn't check email for the entire year of 2019, that's where that came from. I did a growth phase and I stopped checking email. And then I realized the business was still doing really great and still growing. And the people who needed to communicate with me found ways to do that. And email is kind of weird anyway. It's just not, it's instant, but not instant. Like you send an email and they get it instantly, but it doesn't feel instant. It piles up, right? So I didn't check email from all of 2019. And then a private client who's now a dear friend said, hey, I emailed you something. Can you go find it? And I was like, oh. And so I went into email and now I check email like once a week. But I might not in April, but I still might. I take off my glasses and check email and just look for the things that I know are important. I'm sure there's an AI that will help me with that. So this is how it goes. This is how you do it. And so I'm doing this right now. So for you guys, you could do your own in March. I just can't organize a time for us to do the check-ins because I'm already into it. So I'm already, I'm already really, really doing this. So in May, when I fix everything in April, when May comes around and I'm ready to do the next one, we will all do it together. I'll invite you guys to do it along with me. And so then what we'll do is between now and then, I'll figure out a mechanism for us to be able to check in with each other. And you guys on YouTube, you guys who are watching this on YouTube live or in the replay, there's a link that you can go to that I'll put in the description of this or in the comments. Just go to this link and do the free trial in the inner circle, and then you'll be like so hooked on it. You'll join the inner circle, and you'll make enough money in May to support your membership for years. Do you do short growth sprints, less than a month? Sometimes, but I often find that we overestimate. So this is the Mandelbrot this is the fractal mathematics of this, that it's self-similar at scale. We overestimate what we can get done in a year, and we underestimate what we can get done in 10 years. And it's the same thing with a sprint. You'll overestimate what you can get done in a week and underestimate what you can get done in a month. I find that it's the month that really makes things happen for you. And there's a lot of great reasons for this. One of the reasons is momentum. Sometimes it's going to take you a week just to start building momentum on your growth. So it might take you a day just to clarify the goals for your growth sprint. So if you're going to spend a day, and I recommend spending a day on really clarifying, now you've only got 6 days. So I guess you could say, I'm going to do a sprint where I'm going to record 20 videos, but I want more than that. I want money, right? I want cash in the bank. That's what my sprints are all about. It's like, sorry about that. I'm clicking in weird places. I'm looking at the YouTube and I'm trying to click on the Zoom thing. Like, your growth sprint, there's nothing wrong with saying I want to earn more money. And the whole intent of a growth sprint is to make more money. That's why we have our businesses, is to make more money, right? So we should, yeah. I think that is Musk's philosophy. Somebody says doesn't believe in long-term goals. Things change so rapidly. I'll tell you how fast things change. I on a Thursday in 2019 was just here doing my thing, working with my clients. My delivery model was different then. I was delivering one on small groups, and we would meet once a month. I drove to Miami on Friday, and about 10 minutes into the drive, I had the idea for the mastermind. And in the 2.5 hours it took me to drive, I mapped it out first principle by first principle. And then I got to Miami for 3 days to hang out on the beach. And I sat on the beach with this tablet right here. I sat on the beach with this tablet and this, I was going to call it a stylus. And I sat here, I just sat writing on the tablet. It wasn't like I'm showing you right now because I'm left-handed. This is my right hand. But I sat here writing and writing and writing. And I mapped the whole mastermind out. When I came back on Monday, I announced the mastermind, which is Growth Galvanized. And had a bunch of people join, and a lot of those people are still in the mastermind from 2019. And I mapped it all out. That's why on that Thursday, before I went, I didn't have a goal of having a mastermind. On Friday, I had the goal. On Monday, I had it filled. And now here we are 4 years later, and it's still going strong. That was never in my big range of goals. But it became a short-term goal, which then became a bigger goal. And now, you know what? There are some of those people who are 7 figures. One of them's going to crack 8 figures this year. And that happened because of that. Could they have done it without that mastermind? Sure. Did the mastermind give them the way, the straight path of doing it? It did. It did. Somebody says you can get a lot of inspiration being outdoors and relaxing on the beach. So much. There's so much. I'm good. Do you want to get quantum for a few minutes? Because I don't see any questions coming in, so I'll get quantum with you for a few minutes. Take a deep breath. I'm going to open up some things, some new ways of thinking for you right now. I'm going to open up a new way of thinking for you. I'm going to reveal something for you right now that you've always known, but you never knew what it was. And this is nothing other than a quantum way of thinking. And I got some people on YouTube, and Michelle over on YouTube says that she is in for the May sprint. Wow, guys, we're doing it. We're doing it. We're gonna do this in May. See, just like we were just talking, I never had a long-term goal for doing a group sprint. I think it's gonna be pretty cool, actually. All right, let me share my tablet with you, and we're gonna get quantum for just a minute. I have not explained this to anyone in a long time. We are going to start by talking about a bicycle wheel, and we are going to finish with you understanding why. Oh, sorry, I got to share this. We're going to finish with you understanding why you resonate with and are attracted to and would be wise to spend time with certain things, and moreover, why it would be wise to spend time away from other things. And the inspiration from this came from a comment that came in saying being outside or being on the beach inspires you. I'm going to show you the quantum reason that happens. So we start with a bicycle wheel. And so I've got a bicycle wheel right here, and on this wheel, I'm going to draw a point. And this wheel has a center and a radius. If I were to take this wheel and spin it and have the velocity of the Why? I am sharing my tablet. Let's go back. Weird. Now you got it. Sorry about that. Thanks for telling me that, by the way. Okay. So I have a bicycle wheel. It is on an axis. It's not a real bicycle wheel, Deb. Calm down. I'm not taking your job. It's on an axis here at its a central point, and it has a radius, which should be a lowercase r. I do an uppercase r. Sorry, math friends. And if I were to spin this at a constant velocity, so that this dot is moving around this circle at a constant velocity, meaning if I took a bicycle wheel and really spun it, it's going to slow down over time because of mu, because of friction in the axle. It'll spin, but eventually it's going to stop. So we have to dispel that, and we have to say, I'm going to spin this, and it's going to maintain that constant velocity. And now, what's important here is that this is not going to move down a path in this direction. We're not doing that here. Instead, we're introducing another dimension. We're going to introduce the time dimension. So bring in the time dimension. And the time dimension means that this thing is spinning. So it's got 3 dimensions. It's 3-dimensional. You're looking at it from one angle, so you only see 2 dimensions, but it does have 3 dimensions. And we're going to bring in the 4th dimension, which is time. And if this thing spins over time, and we were able to have this thing move through a time plane or down a time trajectory, this dot would form a sinusoidal path. Okay, so if we tracked that dot over time, moving down a time trajectory, it's going to move like this around this thing, but this thing is moving not along a floor. No, it's just moving through time and space. And those dots are going to form this sinusoidal path. Okay, so that's the basic concept that we need to understand, is that this rotation, a point along a rotation moving through a time dimension, forms a sinusoidal path. Okay, that's the foundational concept. Stay with me, please. This forms a wave. And this wave is a wave, you could consider an energetic wave. And so now we can take this concept and this foundation understanding, and we can go to the atom. Let's just draw a basic atom, protons, neutrons. So now we're going to look at the atom. And the atom has electrons that also move in a circular pattern around the nucleus. So these electrons are moving around a nucleus. Now, what's different about an atom, and how do you normally represent an atom? Everybody goes this, and then they do this, right? That's how they represent an atom. They actually don't look like that. Atoms are spherical in the way the electrons move around them. They are not 2-dimensional. They are 3-dimensional, spherical. So it's actually an electron cloud around the nucleus. Regardless, in our oversimplification of this, we have an electron that is moving around a nucleus, a core, which is also going to form that sinusoidal path if we introduce the trajectory of time, movement through space and time. Well, your body is made up of atoms. And the more atoms that we introduce into this oversimplification, the more complex the waveform gets. And every single one of us is different. We all have different number of atoms. If I were to add another hemisphere to this with more electrons, it's going to contribute and add to this sinusoidal pattern. So this is an oversimplification of all of your atoms. There's actually a really cool visual for this that I can find for you. If we have time, I'll show you that visual. Actually, let me just search for it really quick right now, because it will really help clarify this. I don't know if I'm going to be able to find it. If I can't find it really quickly, it'll be okay. It'll be okay if I can't find it quickly. But it's really cool to see when you introduce multiple variables into this. Let me just see. I will recognize it in like an absolute moment when I see it, because it shows the addition, the additive quality of this. I'm not seeing it really quickly, but I do see this one here. This might help. Let me just click on this one. I'll share it with you. Come on. Yeah, so this might help. Let me share my screen with you. So check this out. Okay, check this out right here. So these are multiple sinusoidal waves based on a point going around a circumference. Okay, so this is what we're talking about here. And if you were to add these amplitudes up, you would get a really complex waveform. Now I got to go back to my tablet, and we all know how long that takes. All right, so just kind of hold that in your mind for a moment. I'm going to start to bring other concepts into this. You didn't plan on learning this today, I know, but this is really important. And we're here to talk about marketing, right? We're here to talk about growing a business. This has everything to growing your business. Your ability to understand this has everything to do with growing your business. So one atom creates one atom has the potential to create one sinusoidal wave. All of your atoms are going to create this complex sinusoidal wave as you move through time and space, right? So you know what we call this? Do you know what the scientific word for this is? This is your vibe. It's not the scientific word. This is your vibe. Come on. Why is my tablet? There we go. This is your vibe. It's your vibration. So what people in woo-woo land, I mean no disrespect. What people in woo-woo land do is they say, "Oh, you've got a great vibe. You've got a great vibration. You've got a great vibration." Ask them to explain what that means. This is what your vibration is. Your atoms are spinning in the same way that the planets go around the sun, in the same way that our universe spins, our solar system, our galaxy, our solar system, galaxy, universe spins. What we see in the macro, we also see in the micro. The same force that spins the stars above spins the atoms within. It's all the same. So all of your atoms are creating this vibe. This is your vibe. I gotta go make sure people on YouTube aren't freaking out on me. Okay. So this is your vibe. So now why is this important? Let me go back to my share so I can still see it here. No, I lost it. That's all right. I can see it here. So this is your vibe. Well, the next concept is everything has a vibe. Everything has a vibe. Okay. So new concept. Why? Because everything is made of atoms. So because everything is made of atoms, everything has a vibe. Okay. If you disagree with me, you got to tell me. So everything, your table, your dog, your lunch, the music you listen to, everything is made of atoms. Okay, the music you listen to was made with instruments that created a vibration by two things that are made of atoms striking each other to create sound. And sound itself has a wave, as we all know. Speaking of that, if I walk over to a piano and I press a key on that piano, it's going to make a sound. And that sound is going to have a wavelength. If I press another key, it's going to make a sound. And that sound is going to have a wavelength. Well, what do we know about music? If you hit two notes that sound good together, if there are two notes that you can hit that will sound good together, they resonate with each other. And we can also hit two notes that don't sound good together. They have dissonance with each other. Right? We can all agree on that. You've tried to play the piano before, you hit the wrong note, you know immediately that it doesn't sound good, doesn't sound right. But you hit two notes that sound good together, suddenly they sound right. Well, if everything has a vibe, and we know that we have complex vibes, complex vibrations, and we also know that it's possible for two wavelengths to resonate with each other, then what I submit to you for consideration is the reason you like the food you eat and the music that you listen to and the place that you visit and the people that you hang around and the colors that you enjoy and everything. It's because your vibe resonates with those vibes. Just like the two keys on the piano keyboard will sound good together, you don't know why, but your vibration, which we've just scientifically identified, not your sitting cross-legged floating 3 inches above the ground, which is probably possible as well, your scientific vibration, the vibration of your atoms in your body, your unique vibrational fingerprint, resonates with the stuff that you like. This is why some people, when they go to the beach, the ideas flow because now you're in your vibe and the vibe of that place are in harmony with each other. And this is why some people, when they go to the city, can you still see no, I lost my tablet. Let me just make sure. Can you guys still see my tablet, please? Just tell me in the chat. Can you still see my tablet? Has everybody left? No. Okay, let me stop the share and restart it. And then I'll get back onto mine. Is this making sense? Can you just put a 1 in the chat if this is starting to make sense? Put a 2 in the chat if this is making no sense at all to you. Or not no sense at all, but you need more. You need a little bit of a deeper explanation of this. This is why you like the things you like. This is why you don't like the things you don't like. Is because things that resonate with you vibrate on the same complex frequency as you. Things that do not resonate with you, that are in dissonance with you, are vibrating at a different frequency, at a dissonant frequency with you. And you don't, it's not like you sit and you go, oh my gosh, the vibration of that hot dog, forget that. You were born this way. From the moment you were born, and even probably before then, your vibration existed. You've never not known it. And so let's talk about place. The places that you go to, the buildings, the people, the music, the sounds, the smells, all of these create the complex vibration of the place that you're in. You like going some places, you don't like going other places because your vibe, your vibration, which we've scientifically identified, is in harmony with that place. This is why Miami Beach, I get there and everything opens up for me. I go to Orlando and I'm kind of like, the vibration of these places is resonates with me. This is why I listen to the music that I listen to. And I like the colors that I like, and I like the things that I like. is because everything has an energetic vibration that is in harmony with you, right? So let's jump back to the beginning with a breath. Back at the beginning, here we were. We just looked at a spinning point along a wheel. We identified that it creates a sinusoidal wave. We identified that the atoms are spinning points, on a wheel, a spherical wheel, but still. We identified that your body is made of atoms and creates a complex waveform. We looked at a visual for what that really looks like. That is identified as your vibe, and then we identified that everything has a vibe. We then layered in the concept of harmony and dissonance, or resonance and dissonance. And it is my submission to you that the things that you like, that open you up, that enhance your awareness, that allow you to feel you, that let new ideas, concepts, opportunities come your way, is based exclusively on harmony with vibration. And now the last concept that I will make is this will change over time. Because you change over time. Not just your atoms, which change over time, but everything about you changes over time. We can put measurement devices on people's heads, and we can read the brain waves that come out of their brains. We can monitor what those brain waves look like when they are awake and when they are asleep. Your thought patterns create vibrational energy. Everything about you creates vibrational energy. Your vibe changes over time. So the things that you like and you resonate with will change over time. So when something feels like it's not right and it starts to fall away, it's fine. It's fine. The vibe, the dissonance came in. Something about it didn't feel right to you. That thing that you've known ever since you were born, but you don't really know because it's like a part of you. Like you don't know the atoms within, right? But they've always been with you. So when something new comes in that, oh, wow, I really, really resonate with that. Or something is like that you used to like, you're like, I kind of don't really dig that anymore. It's simply, it's your vibration changing and you feeling, the feelings you get are just simply a matter of harmony or dissonance, resonance or dissonance. And if you can keep that in mind, this will change everything about your business. Because now you can start to identify the people, the opportunities, the education, welcome, the conditions, the things you need that you resonate with that will drive you forward. And stop trying to make the dissonance sound good together, because you won't. Instead, find the harmony. And it's a part of that harmony that we discover when we do, bring this right back to the beginning, when we do growth sprints. And for those of you who are here on the Zoom who joined a little bit late, buckle up. In May, we are going to do a growth sprint together, all of us. And we're going to find a way to do it together. So I know this was heavy stuff today, probably heavy stuff, too heavy for a midday on a Friday, right? But understand, please, that your ability to be aware of this and to understand why things work, this will help you know the things that you need to do. And the stuff that you're in dissonance with, that's the stuff to give to somebody that resonates with it, that is in harmony with it. And there are people that can do that. Me a long time to figure that out. But boy, that was a game changer for me in my business. Really was that way of thinking was a massive game changer for me. I'll give you a moment. I'll give your brains a moment to calm down. What's up, friends on YouTube? I'm going to check in on you guys, see the comments there. Michelle is still hanging out. She gave a 1, so she gets what's going on. That's great. I'm grateful for that. Thank you. A couple of people over there, and thanks. A couple of people dropped off the Zoom. I think I got too heavy on the Zoom today. 2 people dropped off the Zoom, and that's totally okay. This explains everything about people. This explains everything about people. And this is why when I never try to force anyone into anything, because if somebody's like, the slightest bit of dissonance, this is it. This is your gut. This is your inner voice. This is your intuition. It's all based on this. How do we determine whether something it resonates or is in dissonance with our natural rhythm? There's no formula for that. Jeremy, there's no formula for that. It's listening. It's listening, like I just said, it's listening to the inner voice, to the heart, to your intuition. It's just listening to it. It's almost like discovery. There's a lot of discovery that happens. It's more identifying when something is in dissonance and having the guts to let it go. And when something resonates, having the guts to move towards it. So those are the keys. Those are some of the keys to that. You guys, some of you have spent time with me down in Miami on offsites. Like I'm a different beast there. I live here because the schools that my kids are in are phenomenal, and I don't want to move them from there. But you guys who have spent time with me down there, I'm a different beast down there. Especially you guys who were there in October, who spent the whole day with me. You saw it. I hope you did at least. Jeremy, did you see it? Yeah, and a lot of times the distractions are the things that are in dissonance with you. And now we start to bridge the quantum with the physical, and the physical is the chemical releases here. And I'm promising you, part of my growth phase right now is I've got an entirely updated client attraction methodology that couples everything that we've been working on in a really profound way. I've only shared it with one person. I presented it to them earlier this week, and they just stared at me and they were like, I don't even understand how you came up with this, because it's so, like, why is nobody else thinking of this? But that's massively inside stuff. So you hang. Inner circle people, you'll see. You will see. What was your biggest takeaway? Hold on, let me check on YouTube. No questions on YouTube. I was going to ask you what your takeaway was, but I got a follow-up from the dude that I yelled at last week. Actually came out and thanked me for the answer. Remember last week we had somebody on YouTube asking how I want to pay for this, but I want to do it for free first. And I kind of went a little bonkers on them for just a little while, but that's okay. They came in and said, thanks for the answer. And I was like, I hope you take it with the spirit it was intended. And they said, yeah, absolutely. So somebody's telling me they got some coffee from New Orleans. I will tell you, this has been a great coffee week for me, as an aside. I had a private client send me some really high-end coffee. I got like a box of really, really high-end coffee. To the point where I've got like the scale, and I'm measuring each bean before I grind it and make my espresso. This New Orleans coffee sounds pretty good. What's the deal with the New Orleans coffee? I wasn't aware that New Orleans was known for their coffee. I'm not like a coffee snob. I just really like it. It's so Cafe du Monde, that's Cafe of the World, Coffee of the World with chicory. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. They add chicory to it. It does sound pretty good. That does sound pretty good. I add a pinch of kosher salt to mine on occasion to smooth it on out. All right, guys, that wraps us up for today. Inner Circle coffee in 1 hour's time, 1 hour, 9 minutes. I promise I won't get this heavy again on you in that coffee. We'll have more of a chill time there. YouTube checking in on you. You guys seem to be okay over there, so I'm grateful for that. Let's stop the YouTube